Welcome back to Remember Me. Now we're doing Chapter 7 with this quote. Humanity is an discontinuous series of free men, irreparably isolated by their subjectivity. Pretentious narration for the win.
Yay.
Whoa.
So more thoughts, internal thoughts for Nirin. The rain is gone.
I can see clearly now
This is,
the rain is gone.
These segments of the story were done when the developers were high.
I could see all the obstacles in my
You know, Dweebs, what
the
these,
conception cube.
Yeah, it's basically a small
The GameCube?
building.
No, that's
Not really.
dolphin.
No,
That's
not really, because it's orange instead of being
Purple.
Purple. So it's literally the orange box from Valve.
Ah, crap.
Anyway,
We're never getting Half-Life 3, are we?
never ever.
Is it
I don't
me,
know,
or did
I
the actor
don't know.
think she was on stage for a second?
I don't know, Theo. Against all odds, we're getting Shenmue free.
No, here's the thing, though. People are leaving
Episode
Valve
7.
who worked on that.
Paradise Lost, which is a reference to a book.
The Paradise Awakens.
No. But yeah, it'd be funny. That particular setting of the Lini's internal thoughts has been compared to the Doctor Who credits.
But they're not. But they're nowhere near as trippy as this.
True. Alright, thanks to again...
Nemopolis.
Yeah, Nemopolis, which is another word made up, not as a pun, but related to brains and stuff.
I can never pronounce this, so from now on I'm calling it Memopolis.
Of course.
I'll just call it Studiopolis.
The most dankest city of all.
Yeah. Over there, you can see the times Pokemon has used memes, or became memes themselves.
Memorize and plan, so the world forgets. Write down to Cartier-Wells' name. We're gonna drink a toasted.
Did we skip a part? Who's Olga?
Dweebs,
That's Helga's sister from Hey Arnold.
No. Dweebs, remember, is the first person who nearly remixed in the game, the actual game.
Wow.
Whatever.
What a recruit. I should have got you to enlist her earlier.
I need to stop with
List?
this culture.
What, is making a private army or something?
No, remember, Edge is the leader of the terrorism group.
You know, if the errors
If I
are
knew
like
you'd
the most
forgotten
wanted
everything,
people-
Dweebs, I would have started from the beginning. Anyway.
I gotta say though, if the terrorists are like the most wanted people, and especially their leader, why don't you just like distort or disguise their voices in case someone from the enemies listening in or something?
That's because thanks to the Sensen, Dweebs, such stuff like that will be discovered quickly anyway.
Also, Tio.
Yeah, give me a second, Edge. There you go, Captain Tracy's still alive, even though more cuckoo than usual. Go ahead, Edge.
Dwebs is just living up to the game's title.
Remember the plot, please.
Okay.
Wait, is that what the developers are saying to Capcom? Remember us!
Please.
Crazy and indestructible.
Alright, great, more dudes with electric armor. Joy.
And shields.
Well, remember, the shields are relatively easy because you can destroy them with a charge shot from the spammer. However, the electric armor gives you damage even if you defeat them with the spammer. Again, on theory, it's because, again, everything in the combat is made on a theoretical level. So even a shot like the spammer gives a feedback on that regard.
I wish it was this easy to take down shields in Uncharted.
Out of curiosity, do you like this game, Tio, or no?
I recognize its problems, but I still have fun with it.
Well, Dwebs, ever since 3, we've done we gained the parkour for the shield ability.
Here we go. Again, when it comes to the due to the electric armor, the logic bomb is one of the best tools because it inflicts air damage and it doesn't cause that feedback pain. So it's best for you to use it with these groups of electric armor dude. So anyway, there you go. The synopsis of this chapter is that we are infiltrating in this giant building that is a nest for this cube, which contains all the servers of where the memories are stored. If we manage to get to Charles Cartier-Wells there, which is in his favor obviously, and managing to shut down the servers, we will be able to stop the Sensen system, at least for Neo Paris. We don't know if the rest of the world will be safe too, but we'll have to see, I guess. Anyway,
about what you said, Deji, I do that kind of stuff all the time, especially with games like DMC reboot and maybe like I think it was the odd Sonic game. I think it was.
And I really enjoy Sonic Heroes.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
Sure. I mean,
me too.
And I owned the PS2 version.
Hey, me
that's the
too.
originally played Shiro, you remember?
honestly, if I had played Sonic Heroes when I was younger, I think I'd like it.
What you need to do, Shiroi, is get like one specific day where you're free, and so we can be in a call and I can walk you through modding your Wii U so you can play the GameCube games on your Wii U, because Nintendo refused to give you that, even though it's already there.
They're most likely going to do it for the Switch, but I'm pretty sure we're not going to get Sonic Heroes.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
so
that's the
getting the
thing.
better version
Well-
of that game would be nice.
Well, but that's just the thing, Deji. Remember, on the Switch, it's gonna be virtual console stuff. The Wii U is already out of the box backwards compatible with it. It's just that it's locked.
Pedro, maybe you could get the Xbox version.
The Xbox wait, why would I want the Xbox
Because,
version?
you know,
The GameCube version is better.
Because the Xbox One compatible with original Xbox.
Only
Well,
for
yeah,
certain
that-
games, though. They said that wouldn't be all games, so we don't know if it even works.
For the record, Wibs, both the
Wow.
PS2 and the Xbox version are in 30 frames per second, so the GameCube version is the de facto version, so you can play it in a very faster
I've
frame
heard
rate.
the Xbox version doesn't have the issues the PS2 version has.
Well, the game was originally made for the GameCube.
No, it
so...
doesn't. No, it's not as glitchy, Dwebs, yes, but it still doesn't have the higher frame rate, which is really good, kind of needed for a fast-paced game like this.
Well, unless you're European and you're used to 30 frames per second
There we
Sonic
go.
games, the PAL versions.
Well, more like 50 frames per second. Remember, it was 50 frames back for us.
Now
It
we
was
just
very
need to...
middle ground.
So why exactly was there a difference in frame rate and apparently
Okay,
music?
I'll explain that to you later when we're not in this. Okay, is it okay if I do it now too?
I'll tell you when. Well, in just in a couple of seconds. The important thing is we need to get back on Trace, Captain Trace, because he still has some data that we might be needing. So we just activate these huge planes that we just combated on, which is actually an elevator. So we're gonna get down, enter the building, and then find Trace and extract the memories from him. However, there's another Zorn. Basically those giant robots. If you don't remember, combat is completely ineffective on them and you need to use your spammer on their arms and hoping for the best. So you also do not have the chance to regain your health if you get damaged. So on other difficulties, this is one of those tough moments that you need to be looking forward to. Go ahead, Pedro.
Okay. See, what happened, Deji, is that some moron back in Germany was making technology, and he came up with his own refresh rate. Because I don't even remember the specific reason, but whatever the reason was, it doesn't matter because it's a stupid thing to come up with anyway. But basically, there was this guy in Germany who came up with TV technology that was 50 hertz refresh rate instead of 60, and he kind of propagated that towards the rest of Europe. And because of that, Europe for a long time had nothing but 50 hertz refresh rate TVs. Fortunately, we finally started getting away from that in the mid 2000s. But yeah, it was it was really a pain for us back then, especially for Sonic in terms of Sonic games. Trust me, Deji, try playing the European ROM of Sonic 1 and you'll see exactly what I mean.
And it will.
I don't even like Sonic 1 to begin with. So.
Fine, whatever.
And-
Just take any Sonic one for Sonic from the
Sonic
Mega Drive. Just take any Sonic ROM from the Mega Drive and play it in PAL refresh rate, and you'll see exactly what I mean. Go ahead.
There's also, as you mentioned multiple times, that for example the Pinocchio game for Sega Genesis Mega Drive will be covered on, because since it's based on the European version, Dej, it means that if you play even your American version, it's made for the 60 frames, even though originally it was made for 50 frames. So basically, you get everything sped up, including the music.
It's basically a reverse thing. The thing,
That's very strange.
Pinocchio on the Mega Drive was made by Virgin UK, so it was made with the European refresh rate in mind. So obviously, when you go when you play the American version, it's sped up because they didn't compensate for it. So the whole refresh rate is nothing but a pain. Like I don't even I think there was some kind of reason why he even come up with that shit. But regardless of what reason he used, it was a stupid idea that ruined games in Europe for a long time.
Yeah.
Well, to be honest, I don't think you can blame stuff like the PAL refresh rate on Bubsy 3D not having a save feature, but
I fail to see how that's related to what we're talking about.
If you want to go talk to that, there's also the fact that Crash Bandicoot Warped also had much more higher difficulty compared to the American version.
Well, that's because they wanted to screw us over.
Yes, because
and it's also
hates Europeans. Especially the British, according to the Uncharted games.
Wait, Naughty Dog hates Europeans?
Well, I was joking mostly for the Warped thing, also nice camera angle. But basically there's also, I was fearing I was stuck up again, but thankfully this time I got free. This game is testing my patience. But basically there's kind of a not a mythology gag, but sort of in joke, but in the Uncharted games, British people either are victims or assholes. For some reason.
it's kind of
The
true.
Crash games actually made them harder for us.
So how's everyone enjoying the Insane trilogy?
I haven't gotten yet because I've been playing that for a long time. Right now I have Layton's Mystery Journey coming up, so I'm kind of giving priority to new games because I've played those games a shit ton of times over the years anyway, so I'm not in a hurry to get that.
Remember that I still have to get a PS4, but I'm definitely gonna get the game eventually.
Mm-hmm. Not to mention, by the time I get it, they'll probably patch out the physics that fans have been complaining about. So that'll be even better for me.
And the supposed missing levels from the first game.
Why they're missing levels? I wasn't aware of that.
Remember, I don't know if you remember, Pedro, but for the first game, there were some beta levels that were not actually incorporated. Apparently, from what people have seemed to found, apparently Vicar's Vision have recovered those and actually made them full levels. But
they announced. Actually, they announced that the Insane Trilogy was going to have DLC, but they didn't specify it was going to be free DLC or not. But maybe the DLC is those beta levels.
Yeah, probably, but again, we don't know if they refer to proper DLC or actual patch updates that count.
We don't know yet.
Then again, it's Activision, so.
But weren't those levels only available by hacking anyway? In the first place?
Because again, they were beta, so they're incomplete. Well, Shiri, keep in mind, one of them is called Stormy Ascent, I think, which is the
worst thing to ever exist.
Yeah, it's a much harder version of already existing, probably one of the hardest levels in the entire game. Mm-hmm. And even in the remakes, that level is still hard because even though they toned down the whole, you don't need to beat the level in one go to get the gem. For the color gem, that rule is still valid, and Slippery Climb has the fucking red gem to get. So get good.
Get good.
But Crash is as hard as Dark Souls, though. So.
I swear, Dej, that is the newest gaming journalist meme that I've seen ever since that stupid guy called, I think, Far Cry Skyrim with guns.
I haven't seen that one.
God, I hate that meme so much.
Sure, let's just say that gaming journalism is very stupid, at least for 80% of it.
Too much water.
No, real talk. Gaming journalists are fine. They do stupid stuff, like most people, because at the end of the day, they're human. It's fun to make fun of them, but I don't
think you're a bit too forgiving.
Yeah, I actually am.
Again, depends also on the situation. I mean, again, IGN for all the shits that it did, I'm not sure how much it can be forgiven. And there was also the whole Kotaku thing, going against Hulk Hogan, losing spectacularly. That was a moment to be witnessed. Anyway, the point of this room, as you have seen, is to use the cards to actually move from one platform to the other. And right now we just had to activate the red cards, which will be able to take us to the actual exit of a room.
Cart control. Stop.
Fucking cards all the way. However, be extremely careful. You do not want to get into those areas where only the card can pass, because it's a one-hit kill.
And I guess it cuts you up into a million pieces. And
No, it's more like microwaves. So it basically needing dies from intense heat. Alright, I just need to get up, but I forgot where to go. Don't worry, I'll track in a second.
Is there can you get a death in the game that involves being frozen cold or something?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
Is there a death in this game that involves coldness?
Unfortunately, no.
Because I could have made a joke saying kneeling, more like chilling. Am I right?
Terrible. Moving on.
There's a reason you're being denied these puns.
Oh,
well, I'm making them anyway, so...
Who the fuck is never denied with puns?
Sorry, can you repeat that, Edge? Couldn't get it.
Who never gets denied with puns?
Define denied.
Like, everyone who makes puns always goes to the corner.
No, not in our case, Deji. I made a bad joke jail. Every time someone makes a bad joke, they go there for like 5 years.
Okay, never run for Prime Minister. You'll give... No, not gonna finish that.
Anyway, now we need to get the elevator. Unfortunately, it's missing energy, so we need to use the pig socket power-up to get energy from someone. Oh, just great. Thankfully, we can just use, I think I'm gonna use the stealth power-up to basically knock one down instantly, so it makes my life much easier.
Do you have to fight them, or can you avoid them?
Whenever you enter in combat, you're forced to clean the room. It's kind of the staple of those hack and slash where you move forward, you arrive in this large area usually, and then the doors like lock or something and you cannot proceed. Here the path is much more corridor-ish, like it's not straightforwardly linear, but it's more corridor-ish like, but you still have these sequences.
Well, at least the fighting's fun, it seems.
Yeah, and as I mentioned multiple times, thanks to the customization of the combat system, although you do have a set number, you do have specific combinations of your combo system, the way you can customize to use either the attack absence and the healing ones, or the Varpal that speeds up your recovery time for your focus. You can be very creative in what you want to do in order to take the most advantage. Anyway, now we're gonna have another conversation.
Whose only goal is to forget its mistakes will not survive.
My parents created all this.
You're nothing like them, sis. And besides, I'm your true friend.
Foreshadowing.
Yeah.
Let me guess, he's going to betray her.
Yeah.
No, surprisingly no. We're going somewhere with this Edge though, don't worry.
I understand.
Hey guys,
Yes, Lives?
what nickname did they give to the door that lost its job?
Wait, I got
A
this.
doorknob?
By now. Find him fast.
A fire door.
Dweebs,
Well,
Dweebs, your
This is
punch-
why you live in the pungeon.
Dweebs, your
I'm not
part should
even
be
gonna.
extinguished.
I'm not even gonna dignify that with a response.
You just said, but you
That
just
is
responded.
technically a response.
Anyway, Joy, there's a Leaper outbreak, so chaos ensues. And also this means we have to also fight Leapers
okay, so-
other than the guards. Go ahead,
I'm
Dej.
so glad that we can finally close the door on that pun.
Oh yes, dude, that barricade will clearly contain all of them.
Yeah,
Not,
we're just using bits of scrap.
not counting the fact that the Leapers are perfectly capable of climbing up the walls, so you're complete morons. You deserve to die.
But hey, you just summed up one of the big issues I have with Attack on Titan. You could just smash the walls or something.
But no one does it, so...
Well, then
Yeah.
they're stupid.
Well,
It's easy to
what
smash the
Titans
wall
are.
anytime you want, but you don't
aside
because
from the
plot.
aside from the special kind waves, the general consensus is that most of the Titans are stupid.
Yeah.
Well, then that's their fault, then, isn't it? If they made the
Well-
walls out of steel or something, then I'd
It's supposed to be a medieval society,
Exactly!
not fucking.
They have steel there.
Not fucking Perturabo from Warhammer 40,000.
They do have some steel there.
Yeah, but who makes a wall out of steel like that?
Who builds a castle in the middle of a swamp?
I don't get the
Smart
reference.
people.
Monty Python and Holy Grail.
I really should have watched those.
You should. It's
Yeah,
fun.
it's the funniest movie ever made.
Although, well, while I still enjoyed it greatly for what it is, my favorite Monty Python movie is still Life of Brian, mostly from what it represents and the commentary it was trying to make. Especially from the behind-the-scenes stuff. You don't know. I don't know if
Yeah.
you know Pedro, but
No, I know. I've seen it.
The whole
I have it on
interview
Blu-ray
thing
too.
there, yeah.
I've seen that all.
Oh, I forgot. I didn't know it was on the Blu-ray.
It was.
Here we go. In this particular arena, if you saw, there were those commanding leapers that absorb the energy. So if you use your powers correctly and you can take down them quickly, as them first, your fight will be much easier to be handled. Unfortunately, you have also to deal with the fact that leapers that climb on the walls and try to jump attack you. And if you don't use the spammer, they're gonna their attack actually tracks you down, so they're actually incredibly hard to dodge. Again, here is not a big issue, but in higher difficulties you have to manage your movement. It's much consider movement. This combat is pretty much like a dance. You have to time everything correctly. There you go. Sure, you can do to the death.
Sure. Remember me dancing all night.
Yeah, Dej, I forgot to mention to you. Basically, the only DLCs that this game has are like 3 or 4 moves that come from Street Fighter, and they cost like 50 cents each. So they're incredibly cheap to get, and they're a good reference. You get Real Shoryuken, Chun-Li spinning bird kick, and Guile's somersault.
Aww, no Hadoukens or Sonic Booms.
Sorry, can you repeat that?
I said no Hadoukens or Sonic Booms.
Unfortunately, no, because this game, aside from the spanner, doesn't have projectiles. Aside from, as I mentioned, aside from the spanner. So, in order to be balanced, they could only reference those. I guess an interesting one could have been the Psycho Crusher from
Yes.
with Neelim flying across the screen.
Doesn't Dead Rising have like references to that type of stuff?
Now it got me imagining a crossover between this game and Dead Rising.
I mean, Frank West.
As I mentioned, Waves, I would love to see Neelie in a Marvel vs. Capcom game, even though I know exactly it's not gonna happen because she's way too obscure and their game bombs
she's way too
spectacularly.
obscure, but yet they added Firebrands. Okay.
Well, that's probably because of the story reason. They need the Red Armor enemy type.
I think that's why. I think that's kind of why. I don't think everybody's golf got any reference in that PlayStation All Stars Battle Royale.
Actually,
Because,
it's the cross stage between that and Jack and Daxter. It starts out as Samus Village from the first game, but then the people from Otros also got invade.
Did you say everybody golfs? Because that's Capcom. You mean
everybody's golf.
No, it's a Sony IP, Deji.
It's one of Sony's more niche IPs.
I thought that was Hot Shot Golf.
Well,
No,
that is the American name, but they've dropped that now for the newer game coming out this year. Everywhere now it's called Everybody's
Besides,
Golf.
Capcom, if I recall, doesn't have a proper golf franchise.
Well, yeah, there was that one golfing game for.
Yeah. One game makes a franchise.
No, wait, no.
Yes,
not
we
one, but
technically it does, but go ahead,
like
Deji.
it had Apollo Justice in it.
Oh,
Apollo Justice
We
Golf.
Love Golf. That's what it was called.
Actually, Dej, there's this incredible common thing of everybody's golf games to have multiple costumes even from third-party games. The one on PSP had stuff like, forgot, the protagonist of Yakuza games, Kazuma Kiryu, there you go. Or Tekken characters, for example. So they're incredibly varied. So Apollo Justice would make sense to be there.
If the new Everybody's Golf game doesn't have a Nathan Drake costume, then I'll be disappointed.
It's probably gonna have it. I mean,
DLC only.
well, that's what. Well, depends.
Well,
I
it doesn't
forgot
matter.
how they administrate the DLC, but keep in mind, Sony's APs are almost guaranteed to have a costume representation there. And since Uncharted is really famous, they're most likely gonna get one.
To go on a Uncharted segue, I see a lot of people get mad at why is that the one Naughty Dog IP that they're expanding on with Lost Legacy? It's like they don't want to make, they don't own Crash Bandicoot. They don't want to make.
Isn't Lost Legacy pretty much Uncharted 4 DLC anyway?
Well, it was originally going to be kind of like the Left Behind equivalent of that too, but the developers, as they were making it, eventually they came up with new ideas for a brand new story, and they decided to expand upon it.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's kind of like with Saints Row 4, okay.
Yeah, it was originally meant to be the DLC that
It's
can only
like
play if you have
Infinite
Uncharted
Line.
4. Yeah, but eventually they had to say, you know what, it wouldn't be cool if we made a game that told the backstory of Chloe, since she's actually one of the fan favorites and everything. And so they decided to expand it into a full-blown single game that stands on its own. No, the developers didn't set specifically. It's not as it's bigger than a DLC episode, but it's not as big as Uncharted 4. Basically, it's in between.
I can see that.
It's in between, basically.
Anyway, the next part will actually trace Captain Trace down and, well, hopefully get his memories.